Once only to be seen at the borders of third world countries are now commonplace in the US. So like you would expect, as you continue to be let down, America not only does nothing about the insane invasion happening on our southern border, but now they're actually advocating for the release of people who violate our laws. Our top story today, coming from the gatewaypundit.com, Jim Hoff reported that there was insanity as an El Paso judge orders the release of illegal immigrants who stormed the border and rioted against the National Guard. A little background was on Easter Sunday, of all times, the El Paso magistrate judge Humberto Acosta ordered the release of a large group of illegal immigrants accused of participating in a violent encounter with the National Guard troops along the Rio Grande. Now, the incident, which took place on March 21st, has been described by authorities as a border riot. So they literally use the phrase border riot, aka committed an act of civil disobedience against our country, or as I would call it, an attack. Now, during which these illegal immigrants, predominantly men from Venezuela, overwhelmed security measures and clashed with National Guard. So what happened here? Well, it goes on to explain directly that authorities in Texas arrested 70 of the migrants who broke through the line. And by the way, on top of that, on top of the riot, the judge ordered they should be released. Now, why is that the case? Why are they ordered to be released? They're clearly ordered to be released because, well, Democrats want the invasion to happen. Now, I have proof of that. I have absolute evidence. One of the main things is this same El Paso judge has been involved in the dismissal of other criminal activity and cases in recent past. He was just in the news a couple years ago. The El Paso judge dismissed over 100 additional cases on Tuesday. It went on to say that El Paso, Texas, in 2022, in a dismissal hearing held at the El Paso County Courthouse Tuesday, a total of 123 cases were dismissed by Judge Humberto Acosta. As we reported, the chief public defender goes and gets upset about this. But listen, the best part is this guy's a Democrat-appointed judge. He is a far leftist, and he is part of the civil undermining of the United States of America. And the worst part is you look at New York, and you see other countries, other cities in the world, and you see the chaos that's going on there. But at the very least, a lot of these bail reforms and criminal justice reforms are about changing the way citizens of specific nations are treated when they commit certain offenses. However, what we are currently seeing is that judges like Acosta are advocating directly for illegals. So they are advocating for foreigners, not just who came here for asylum, but who have committed two crimes upon entry, illegal entry, and also rioting at the border. It's insane. Now, you might ask yourself, why is it that they want this to happen? Well, there's a map that I wanted to look at. And this is going to be controversial, but I've never shied away from controversy as an individual. This is a map of what the Electoral College would look like if only certain groups voted. What you have up at the top left is blue is for Democrat, red is for Republican. If only people of color voted, which I don't even like using that phrase, non-whites, we'll call them here. If only non-whites voted, the country would be entirely Democrat. If only white men voted, even white women, it would almost be entirely Republican. And that's what this is. You know, a lot of people on the right wing like to water the news down and say, you know, they like to call white people Western or, upstanding patriots instead of Christians. And we know that patriots are not all Christian, and we know that not all patriots are white. But you have to understand that this is a war against white people. It's a replacement ideology about destroying white countries, Christian countries, and replacing them with very loyal and subservient voters. The intentions I don't want to get into today. I won't go break it down much further than that. But this is what they're ultimately going for, is to change the power structure and the ability for us to rise up. And a lot of good-hearted, well-meaning Christian patriots, especially white patriots, don't like to talk about race or color because they're not bad people and you don't hate anyone. But you have to wake up to this and realize even Tucker Carlson knows this is happening, so maybe you should too. They're trying to replace you in your homeland, and it's not a conspiracy. They'll call it the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, will call it white supremacist conspiracy theories to just point out the evidence on a map. And if that's what a white supremacist is, that's really a shame because, you know, they say that those are bad people, and apparently white supremacy means pointing out pictures on a map. It's not the best argument there. So I don't know about that. But speaking of that, it's caused serious inflation And a lot of us during this time actually find ourselves wrapped up in an economic system where we've ended up having to get into debt, either accidentally or out of necessity. This is why it might be impossible to pay off, because with inflation, lowering wages, cost of living, it's becoming impossible to get control of the debt in our lives. That's where Done With Debt is your lifeline. Done With Debt has an ingenious new strategy to help erase your debt faster and easier than you thought possible. Done With Debt analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills. They know how to cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get debt out of your life permanently without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done With Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt, but you need to hurry because some debt solutions are time sensitive. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Select VNN Vigilant News Network in the drop-down menu at the checkout. That's donewithdebt.com, donewithdebt.com. Select VNN and get rid of your debt today. Thank you so much again for watching another episode of the Gateway Pundits Beyond the Headlines that is presented by VNN. My name is Elijah Schaefer, and I'd love to know your feedback below. If you disagree with my analysis or you think I've gone too far, well, I have bad news for you. I haven't gone far enough. Things are darker than you even might expect, and we've got to educate the populace, not do what we think feels good, but what is reality. Please don't forget to share these videos with your friends and family, as we rely on you to share these links and to wake people up. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.